social media is not something that has been around enough to know if it even has the potentiality to sustain something for so long. So we have to respect the practices that have been here for a very long time and make sure that we're utilizing those just as much as the things that are new to our awareness.
You mentioned social media, right? And I think one of the biggest issues people have is that um, because they're overstimulated,
Mm-hmm.
they're kind of conditioned not to be quiet, but
Mm-hmm.
they have a deep fear of being quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really see it. People are terrified of just sitting with themselves. And what I learned in my short life is that most people know the least amount about the person they spend the most time with, which is themselves, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But you learn the most about yourself sitting in silence.
Yeah, yeah. The That's very interesting. The silence journey is inescapable if you are on a growth journey. Like, silence is the very thing that is going to bridge you to a heightened perception and just more clarity overall. And one of the things that, even going back to that experience that I was talking to you about that happened last year, where I was able to hear the voices of my ancestors, it came from me going into the journey with a listening practice. I was listening. I was just sitting and listening. I was at a creek, I was listening to the water. And in the process of listening, I was offered something, you know? So yeah, silence is truly inescapable. And as you continue to journey with it, you'll realize just how invaluable it is.
And what advice would you give someone who's trying to start the journey of being silent, whether it's
Hmm.
for a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 minutes?
Hmm. My dad used to do this practice when I was younger. He used to do vows of silence, and he wouldn't say anything for like an entire week at a time. He'd completely go into observation mode. And what I realized that would happen to him when he would come out of these spaces is that he would be able to discern what the family needed. So if you're trying to go on this journey, I think that offering your listening ear in spaces where you wouldn't normally would be a great start.
All right. In many spaces, psychedelics gets a bad rap, right? People talk
Mm-hmm.
about bad trips and different things.
Mm-hmm.
Question I have for you though. If more people in our communities had access to safe, intentional, and guided psychedelic experiences, how do you think it would transform our collective healing, resistance, and spiritual evolution?
Yeah, I think that psychedelics are not for everybody. I don't think that. Um, and the reason that I say that is because of kind of what I touched on earlier, where you become empowered and then you make a quick action. There are people who have been deprived of the feeling of empowerment for a very long time. And when they get a hold of that, they become overpowered.
Clarify what you mean by empowerment.
Yeah. I think when I say empowerment, I mean just a feeling of, or just more so, a combination of a deeper awareness and clarity and confidence, you know?